Shri GURUBHYO NAMAHA. Om Shri Mahaganaधिपतये नमः. Om Shrim Hrim Klim Glaum Gam Ganapataye Varavarada Sarvajanam Me Vashavanaya Swaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Come for another day of our attempt to tune to the Shastras by the grace of the Guru Parampara and the Lord, and through that tuning to the truth or the Paramatma. Thus every day comes and goes. How best we are using it for the best of the purposes is our achievement, which is depending on our maturity of understanding knowledge as to what for the human life is given, for what best purpose it can be used. Salutations to you all, gratitudes to you all, congratulations to you all, submissions to you all, wishes and prayers together to the Divine to keep us on this path continuously. The 13 Vyaktitvas we have to develop: Lokasevaka, Dharmastapaka, Viragi, Bhakta, Shishya, Mumukshu, Jignasu, Shrota. Shrota here from the outer voice slowly should be able to listen to the Guru from inside and to the Lord from inside. Sadhaka, Parishrami, Prerita, Prashanta, Samskrita Bhasha Jnata, Vyakarana Sahita. Remember one by one the source of blessings, source of empowerment, source of protection, source of those who push us towards that goal. The Shruti Mata. Feel the presence of the Shruti, the Vedas, Smriti, the Bhagavad Gita and Yoga Vasishta Adi, the Puranas, the Bhagavata Skanda, the Itihasas, the Ramayana Mahabharata, the Santa Vangmaya of the great literature by the saints like Bhagavan Shri Adi Shankara and all. Then remember the Guru Ganas, the Guru Tattva, the Brahman himself, and then the Guru Parampara, the Rishi Parampara, the Santa Mahatma Parampara, our own Gurus, our own Acharyas. Then remember the Devata Ganas who are protecting our Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, Karana Sharira, who are providing to us from outside everything required for our maintenance. They are called Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika Devatas. Who are inside us are Adhyatmika Devatas. Devata is one, expresses at three levels. Then remember the Shakti which is working everywhere in the universe. That Shakti herself is Adi Parashakti Mata. Then remember the Ishvara, it is whose Sankalpa is the entire Srishti, whose Sankalpa and Krupa is the movement of every of the Jiva. When you and I as Jiva, tune to him with Bhakti. Just feel how he lifts us from this samsara towards himself. Then the substratum, the Brahman himself. Just remember that way. Salutations to all. Please bless we the Jivas to have very crystal clear understanding, knowledge, and according to knowledge, may we perform in our life nothing but the sadhana to reach nowhere but you, O Lord. Welcome again. We are studying Shwethashwathara Upanishad, Prathamodhyaya, sixth and mantra we are doing in that Jiva Bandhana Hetu is Pashta Rupena is told to us, and there itself Moksha Hetu also is told. That portion we will see. There are 3 or 4 quotations given from Upanishads to substantiate and finalize. Now, more than this, what else can be the important topic of clearly knowing how we get bound and how we can get the moksha? From that standpoint, this mantra and meaning becomes very, very essential. All the further mantras, chapters are detailed, elaborate explanation about this only, depending on whatever the possible doubts we have or the clarities we need to have. So in the seventh mantra, we see further some of the questions which can be raised. The Shruti Mata gives the answer regarding the glory of that Brahma Tattva. That although the Brahman alone expresses as Karana Brahma to become Karana to the Karya Rupi Jagat, yet that Brahman is always untouched, eternal, immaculate. So that is always there, available for us to recognize and realize. That will be the lesson or the knowledge we will be studying in each of the mantra. Now, how conscious, careful, subtle we have to be to catch all these things. And once we start understanding these deeper sublime truths, like in the world also, the deeper sublime secrets of how the nature works, how the world works, when we know the scientists do that job, don't we make our outer world happy and simpler and easier? In the same way, when the inner deeper secrets, the more we are able to chase them and understand, the more towards the goal undoubted becomes our life. For this purpose and in this attitude and with these efforts only, we have to study our Shastra steadily, unbroken, continuous. We have taken up one aspect of being unbroken, continuous, then the steady and subtle way of studying we have to develop in us. It will come. Well, let us pray to all the Guru Parampara and Ishvara not to neglect us, but to remember us and bless all we, the regular students of these Shastras. Mm. What is there in that second portion? What are the quotes? What is the next Sambandha Bhashya for the seventh mantra and the seventh mantra? All of that we'll study today. Before that, our Prarthana Sankalpa. Before that, our little time of common sense thought. Today's common sense thought, like every day we do, is let us start from here only where we stopped our little bit introduction. First and foremost, undoubtedly, you and I can unhesitatingly say that the Paramatman alone is the goal. There should be no second thought. Second is that Paramatma is not the Saguna Sakara, but the Nirguna Nirakara Satchit Ananda. He is our goal. We have to identify with him. Second one. Third is that Paramatma is inside us only. Nowhere, anywhere outside. He is everywhere, but for us to recognize, for us to realize, He is inside us only. Fourth, therefore, what is the vehicle that takes us to that Paramatma inside? Let us be very clear that it is only our own mana, our own antakarana. Fifth point, therefore, inevitably we have to become two things. Antarmukha, second is Sukshmati Sukshma. Because the Paramatma is Antaha, inside, and Sukshmat Sukshmatara is subtler than subtler. So our Antakarna should become Antarmukha and Antarkarna should become Atyanta Sukshma. In that Sukshma Antakarna, when we are Antarmukha, we will be able to deeply enter into Vicharana and Dhyanavastha, and in that the truth can be touched, realized. Fifth point. Now the sixth one is what? To do this sadhana, we have the mind, antakarana or mind. And the same mind is employed in our outer world Vyavahara also, isn't it? Mind being common, but the fields are totally opposite. Mind being common, the fields are totally opposite. That here the mind has to be introverted, for that it should be extroverted. Here the mind has to become sukshmati sukshma, there the mind has to become stulati stula. Here we have to discover one's common substratum, and there it is the many superimposed, isn't it? And if we can straight away avoid our mind going into the world and totally make it only introverted, Paramatma sadhana oriented, half of our game is over, isn't it? Is over because the outside problem is gone. But just be antarmukha, become keep on smoke, sukshma, 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 and in the atyanta sukshma avastha, atma anubhuti. That sukshmata we achieve through the sayama of the yoga, we achieve through the variety of bhakti sadhanas, that we achieve through our own Vedanta Vicharana Adi. But our mind today, is it that much capable to be exclusively introverted? For 100,000 reasons, our mind is outside in the world also. Sixth point or seventh point. Now, when this mind inevitably going into the outer world, and the same mind has to be employed for our inner journey also, we can't avoid going out. That already understood. If we can avoid nothing like that, that also said. Then, when it is inevitable for us to go into the world outside, how much conscious, how much cautious, how much careful we have to protect that mind from getting all wounds or bruises or any of the what do you call accidents, etc., so that it is intact and useful, safe for the inner journey, isn't it? How much conscious, careful we have to be in this regard. Example will make it clear. A car we have new one. Now the car itself you have to take to the temple also. And the same car you have to take it to the other things. Whether they are your duties, whether you are other whatever the so-called entertainments you may say. Now for these two things of duties and entertainments, the car is taken. And en route, if the car is not minded properly, you know, rough and tough, that car is misused. And everywhere, anywhere, it is taken into the snow, it is taken into the dirt of that daldal, and it is hit somewhere, and all the parts of that vehicle are spoiled, isn't it? In this way, in these two journeys of duties and entertainments, if the car is that way spoiled, now can that car further be utilized for the other main purpose of traveling in it to reach to the mandir or temple? Isn't it? We can't. Then who is a wise person? Wise person, he who knows a car merely mainly to go to my pilgrimage or temple, and unavoidable for me to go in the same car to these places also. Therefore, I go there, but I'll be so careful, mindful about my car, so that it is not spoiled because I have only one vehicle. Otherwise, उसका पेट्रोल खत्म हो गया, टायर पंक्चर हो गया, there's a problem with the clutches, brakes, and all. With so many ways we spoiled that car. How can it be utilized for the other main work? How careful it has to. First and foremost, wherever